Hey, this is Captain Noob, and this is the Riot Shotgun. This highly customizable standalone weapon hails from the good old Fallout New Vegas. It is a fan favorite of that, although this weapon is very early in its development and it's got a few caveats attached to it, but we'll get to that later. For now, we'll get into the attachments. So first of all, with the receiver, this basically mimics all of the combat shotgun receivers, so you can actually make this thing automatic if you want to, which is good. But that advanced receiver, doing 339 damage definitely looks great, so that's what we'll go with. And for the barrels, we might as well go ahead and extend our range and accuracy out with the long barrel there, and it'll give it that more of that New Vegas-y look, which is nice. And for the stocks, we've got the standard grip, the polymer grip, which would be massively increasing the weight of this thing, or decreasing the weight, and the recoil compensating grip, which will give us better recoil, and I believe that gives us a nice wooden texture onto it too. Next up, for the magazine, to get drums and a big drum and a quick eject variant of each of those, so we'll definitely go for the best ammo capacity and the quick eject drum, and we'll go for glow sights. There's not really much point in changing the sight to the shotgun, but yeah, for aesthetics we'll go for glow sights there. And for muzzles here, you're going to have a compensator, a spiked muzzle brake, which are all sort of custom assets there, so that's good. Spiked muzzle brake appears on the double-barreled shotgun, but not on the combat shotgun, so there you go, there's something interesting there. And the choke there will tighten that spread a little bit, and that's what I would like it to do. We get a little bit more range and accuracy out of that, so hopefully we can actually make this thing work at even the medium ranges. And of course, a legendary effect is always there to help you out if you need. And of course, this thing would absolutely devastate people with the explosive effect. So yeah, we'll maybe try that out later, but for now, we'll leave this as non-legendary, and this is what we'll see in Gunner's Plaza. Righto, so here we are in Gunner's Plaza, and this is what the Riot Shotgun looks like in first person there. Now, I've actually downloaded the right-handed animations for the handmade rifle from the Nuka World DLC, so as you can tell, the bolt's on the right side there, which is kind of nice, although the animations on this thing are broken. See, in third person, you sort of have no animation to it at all. When you reload, it reloads like an assault rifle, and yeah, something's a little bit broken here, which is why I brought along power armor, because for some reason, when you get in power armor, and the idle stance in this just isn't broken. Also, we've got the power armor painted black, because I let the Rolling Stones get at it for a bit. Also, it suits winter, so there we go. Even though that we dwarf the Riot Shotgun now with the massive power armor we're having, we actually get proper sort of things happening. And also, the gunners have got the drop on me. Well, too bad for them, I'm wearing power armor, and I cannot be staggered by all of that nonsense. So, getting into shooting these gunners here, you can tell that this thing is taking quite a lot of shells to actually get the job done. But there you go, there's that cool ass animation there, and whilst it takes a while for the animation to go through, it is definitely a cool one there. Sort of like War Davidy's levels of animation quality there, which is really impressive. And it's something that I think is really needed for the handmade rifle in the Nuka World DLC, because I'm sick of just the weapons in Fallout 4 just being all sort of one sort of, the bolt's always on the same side as the as your hand is. I prefer weapons bolts to be on the other side, or charging handles. I don't know, it's just personal preference there, but there we go, jumping around in power armor, and I do say jumping because, man, when you step it looks kind of silly, but you can tell we are doing very well with this weapon, and I've even been spamming the trigger all that much. This thing has actually better rate of fire, and we are moving super fast due to the sprinter's effect, and 2 times overdrive servos on our legs, and that gives us the blazing speed to do that, which allows us to close the gap as a shotgun user. Those things are very important. So we'll just knock over that gunner and ragdoll around with the explosion of that turret, and then we'll go ahead and flog the gun for all we can to actually make it fire faster. And Captain Bridget has come to play, and would you believe that Winter's not much of a fan of Captain Bridget, and with all of that staggering there, we've almost got her killed. She did sink a stim pack in, so she survived a little bit longer than usual. I think I might have just gotten a ricochet kill off her, which is good. Didn't mean to actually do that, but with that knockdown there, she's completely vulnerable as we go and do that. and the mags disappeared somehow. Okay, that's weird. Maybe I'll just play in third person from now on. Down you go. Oh, looks like someone picked up Winter's gun. I mean, not Winter's gun, Bridget's gun. I'm just gonna take that so you can't actually have that. Also, that one was plasma infused for some reason. Maybe it wasn't Thing's gun. Anyways, now we are at low health. We've got the power armor medic pump procking up, and okay, there's Bridget's pistol then. Looks like we had two 10mm drops in the same sort of thing, although one of them was engineered by me, so whatever. Alright, so with the medic pump going, we're free to quickly get rid of these gunners now, and that is a nice little thing to have for survivability if you've got the stim packs to spare. And by God, does Winter need a stim pack every now and then. Alright, so coming up to the melee gunner in here, would you believe you're not going to have a chance against some power armor dude with a shotgun in their hands, much less a Riot shotgun from the sands of the Mojave. It took a while to clean out. Winter was very unhappy about that. Anyways, sprinting around this corner at the speed of the Millennium Falcon. We're running the Castle Run in less than 11 parsecs with this thing, and we're going to knock over a few more gunners to completely defuse the threat, and then we'll just shoot them in the bum for shits and giggles, I guess. Next up, two legendary gunners. We might as well knock the both of them down, and down they go. We'll follow it up with a bit of a stomp there. Ooh, wow, I think I stomped right on her. It did 410 damage. That's brilliant. I want to do that again, actually. Down you go. And here we come for the stomp. Okay, that didn't really work that time, but it was satisfying to stomp from them nonetheless. Righto, so next up, all we need to do is get rid of that turret there, and probably its turret mate around the back, so in we go there, and would you believe those turrets have zero chances there. And I like the fact that you, with the shotguns, the floating damage comes up all as the same thing, because you can actually see how the shotgun damage is sort of calculated, which is interesting. But there you go, there you have it. That was the Riot shotgun with the power armor to back it up in Gunner's Plaza there, and that was quite a lot of fun. It's been a while since I've used a good shotgun on this channel, so I'm glad that the Riot shotgun can do this. Also, T60 power armor is mint. I love it, even though it's law breaking. We'll move on. Alright, now we're in Felons, ready to take on some super mutants, and also they've detected me already because I'm stomping around in power armor. That makes sense. Anyways, we've got this thing fitted with the powerful automatic receiver, so this thing is going to be popping off the 12 gauges very, very fast now, at the expense of a little bit of base damage. And whilst this thing, ooh, okay, these super mutants are actually surprisingly resistant to getting buckshot in the face, although they are pretty much resistant to basically everything because they're super mutant warlords and they like to take a lot of damage. Go ahead and hide, little bleeder. Says that, I'm right here, mate. How blind are you? And then he laughs at me because he's friggin' found me again. Okay. Alright, so it looks like the powerful auto receiver, or just automatic receivers in general, is generally not as powerful as you would have the regular auto receivers, and I think I'm stuck. No, I'm not. That's all good. We'll just quickly sprint up these at the speed of Mach 70, and then we'll get to kill more super mutants. Alright, you're next, mate, and you can knock them down too, and hopefully he can take a bit of full damage from that. Probably not as a super mutant, so we'll just leave him down there. We'll deal with him a little bit later. But first off, there's more people to deal with, so we'll just knock you down there and shoot you whilst you're on the ground. Alright, so let's get a little bit of headshot happening here, and that's doing definitely better damage there, although it is worth mentioning that you don't get a lot of shots with this thing in VATS, which, I don't know, makes sense. Generally, in the old Fallout New Vegas, you wouldn't have this many shots with a shotgun, or you'd have around this many shots with a shotgun, or maybe not even that much. My memory's a little bit hazy of when I did the combat shotgun, but generally the VATS things weren't as generous. Also, there's a doggo staring at me through the door because he can't possibly open it, and we can't possibly shoot through it, even though we can see through it. That's some Todd Howard logic there. Anyways, got this dude with the minigun in here. I believe this guy is actually the boss of the area, so this place will be marked as cleared as soon as he's dead. Also, he won't shut up even though he's being ragdolled there. I'm just going to ignore that doggo. He'll only sort of bite my leg in the power armor and not probably crush anything. So, yeah, he's dead too. And I believe that this is the best way to go about this, just getting nice and close and knocking them down. I think we actually ran over the top of that guy, and after a little bit of a delayed thing, can we get a stomp in? Yes, we can. Should have got an explosive vent, I reckon. But with that, he is almost dead. We just got to pop a reload, but we'll just go ahead and dance in his face whilst he's chasing us Benny Hill style with a super sledge, or just a regular sledgehammer there. Oh, my terminology isn't as good these days. And you can get thrown there too. It's excellent doing that to super mutants, because usually super mutants tower over you, they're big and scary, but with power armor it's like the great equalizer. Also, we managed to break that guy's legs so he couldn't move, so that made it super easy for us to line up headshots because they can't stagger and spaz out all over the place. And also, since you're keen to just hide in here, you can get headshotted a little bit with this. And yeah, what have you got? Is that a board? That's a board. Never bring a board to a shotgun fight, mate. And that is the takeaway message from this video. If you've ever got yourself a fight and you can find only a board, if the person you're fighting has a shotgun, then you're better off running away. Alright, so we'll go for more headshots with that, and with that we get much better damage on that. Also, that was the same sort of slow-mo sound as, I believe, the combat rifle, which is kind of strange. The sounds on this thing is actually quite nice. They're obviously not exactly what they were like in New Vegas, which is good because I really don't like the sound design in New Vegas all that much. But it has this nice meaty ting to it whenever you shoot it, which kind of sounds good. Although that is a personal preference thing, you may not like it as much. Also, one of these blokes have got a Gauss rifle, so yeah, you're gonna go down, mate. Just wait till I get to ya, knock you down, and whilst you're down and easy to hit in VATS, I'm going off logic here, I cannot confirm that. We'll go ahead and bust a crit into you since you're so keen to mutate, and before you get up you can die there. Hitman's Gauss rifle. Not too bad, not too bad. I'd prefer pretty much anything else though. And almost got him. We'll just have to sort of back off as he comes in, and oh, looks like he's brought out his rifle there because he's realized that attacking me with a board isn't such a good idea. See, super mutants are smart in this game. They're able to learn from their past mistakes of their dead brethren, but that doesn't mean we should not consider killing them all anyway, as with synths and ghouls. We are Winter, by the way, hardcore BOS supporter. Alright, so for the monsters, since we don't have a suppressor, it'll take about an hour and a half to actually kill the bastards, so we're just going to kill them with the help of some cool legendary effects. So let's get to it. Righto, so you're probably wondering how this thing goes with the explosive effect, and so am I. So there's Swan over there, he'll be our explosive pin cushion for today, so let's get into it. So, starting off there, looks like the bulk of our attacks there are coming off at 65 damage, which is good. And man, the explosive damage on this thing is actually kind of neat. Although the recoil on this thing is actually kind of over the top as well. So even in power armor, the gun is kicking up like a bloody mule, which is a little bit, I don't know, I think it's fine for a shotgun to do that, but sometimes when you're going full auto with this, it gets out of hand rather fast. And also my backpedaling is a little bit glitchy right now, and I managed to almost kill myself because I just hit something that was in front of me. So we'll wait for that boulder to hit me, and with a little bit of staggering from our explosive Riot shotgun, we'll be able to kill Swan very easily before he comes close enough to do one of his bloody anchor drops on me. Also, we've managed to gain all of our health back. I think that is probably due to the medic pump. I wasn't watching that corner of the screen, but I am now as we level up to 127. And I accidentally activated the thing, so now we get victory music instead. So on that note, I think that is just about it for the Riot shotgun. Keep in mind that this thing is in early days, so probably he's asking someone to take up the mantle of actually animating the bloody thing in third person. So maybe we'll see some high quality animator go ahead and do that, because it's worth it for this gun to have good animations because it is a higher quality weapon. So yeah, I hope we get to see something like that in the future, but it is early days, and don't let that stop you from actually getting in this thing. Get on this thing, it's actually good, and make sure you're in power armor if you don't want your immersion broken, or if you don't like third person at all, just use it in first person. So that was the Riot shotgun there, and yeah, okay. I think we fired straight into the air there, I think. No, we didn't. Everything comes from the barrel. It's just coming out of an elevated position, which is kind of weird, but there you go. That was the Riot shotgun. Definitely a weapon that I'd want to use. Also, do you look... Winter looks pissed off for some reason. Maybe she wasn't quite impressed with it. Maybe her power armor wasn't black enough, but there you have it. Riot shotgun. Download it if you want it. Links will be in the description. Bye-bye.